Y&R Spoilers reveal that Phyllis, one of the most complex and scheming characters on The Young and the Restless, is facing a choice of no return, and this will lead her on a dramatic and dangerous journey of revenge. After being betrayed by Billy Abbott, Phyllis not only feels insulted but also deeply hurt in terms of self-esteem. Although Billy has changed, hurting her not only by his actions but also by replacing Phyllis with Sally Spectra at Abbott Communications, for Phyllis, this is an unforgivable insult. This battle will not only be about personal revenge, but also a confrontation between power, greed, and deep-seated schemes. Phyllis and the initial revenge. At first, Phyllis may not have been clear about what to do to get revenge on Billy, but when Sally was brought in as Phyllis's replacement at Abbott Communications, it was a turning point. It was not just a job replacement, but a clear message from Billy that he had abandoned Phyllis and no longer needed her in the company. Phyllis, with her strong and proud personality, would not tolerate this insult. She would start planning to make Billy pay. Phyllis would not stop at just destroying her personal relationship with Billy, but could also drag Sally into the game. She knew that if she could make Billy regret bringing Sally into Abbott Communications, that would be her biggest win. Phyllis could make Sally feel rejected, insulted, and then turn Sally against Billy. Phyllis knows how to exploit Sally's ego, creating cracks in the relationship between Billy and Sally, making them start to doubt each other. Partnering with Adam. Old enemy, new ally. One of the most dangerous and daring choices Phyllis can make is to team up with Adam Newman, who has always had problems with Billy. Adam is a longtime enemy of Billy, but because of that, Phyllis sees an opportunity in this relationship. Adam, while not completely out to hurt Sally, can easily see that breaking up Sally and Billy's relationship will help her get away from Billy. Phyllis can use this to draw Adam into the game, making him believe that they can blow up everything and put Sally in a position where she is no longer a threat to them. However, forming an alliance with Adam will not be easy, especially when Chelsea, Adam's partner, will certainly not approve of his actions. However, Adam will not hesitate to overcome these obstacles if he sees that this is an opportunity to take down Billy once and for all. The combination of Phyllis and Adam will create a dangerous, powerful, and uncompromising alliance, with a clear goal: to destroy Billy and avenge what he has done. Plot and strategy. Phyllis wants more than just revenge, she wants power. When Phyllis begins to plan her revenge on Billy, she wants more than just simple revenge, but a lasting victory. Phyllis will exploit every weakness of Billy, from bad decisions at work to broken relationships in family and love. Billy is not only Phyllis's rival at work, but also the one who has caused her to lose her honor and self-respect. For Phyllis, making Billy pay is not only about making him regret, but also a way for her to prove that she is not someone to be ignored. Phyllis will do anything from spreading bad information about Billy, raising doubts about his leadership ability at Abbott, to manipulating Sally's emotions so that she hurts Billy herself. Phyllis knows that if she can make Sally lose trust in Billy, it will be the end of their relationship, and Phyllis will be satisfied with this collapse. The important question is, what will Phyllis gain from getting revenge on Billy? Will she be able to regain her position at Abbott Communications and prove that Billy cannot be replaced easily? Or will she really make Billy face a life of loneliness, losing everything he has built? Whatever the outcome, Phyllis will not stop until she feels she has paid her debt to Billy. In the end, Billy may regret betraying Phyllis. As the truth about what Phyllis did to him comes to light, Billy will have to face the consequences of his actions. His relationship with Sally will no longer be the same, and the Abbott company will likely face chaos as Phyllis succeeds in bringing him down. However, it is important that Billy realizes that betraying Phyllis was not simply an emotional mistake, but a decision that will cost him dearly. Phyllis Summers, with her pride and her ability to manipulate situations, is preparing a ruthless revenge strategy against Billy Abbott. Billy, who betrayed her by firing her from Abbott Communications and refusing to listen to her important views, will pay the price for his wrong decisions. To make it clearer, Phyllis will have at least 4 ways to destroy Billy's world and make him regret this betrayal. Return to Abbott Communications and destroy Billy's project after being fired by Billy and refusing to listen to her views on Daniel. Phyllis knows that the only way to defeat Billy is to return to Abbott Communications, no matter the cost. Whether she needs to cooperate with Adam or not, Phyllis will not let this opportunity pass. She will use every strategy possible to bring Billy down, including destroying the important projects he is leading. Phyllis will start to infiltrate Billy's projects, cleverly introducing errors or creating instability in the company. In this way, she will not only get revenge but also make Billy face inevitable failures in his career. These moves will create a chain of events that Billy cannot control, making it difficult for him to maintain power at Abbott Communications. Phyllis will constantly spread misinformation, creating confusion in Billy's team, to gradually make everything in his hands collapse. Allies with Adam. A sinister strategy. One of the boldest moves Phyllis can make is to cooperate with Adam Newman. Phyllis understands that Adam has a long-standing feud with Billy, and this combination will create a dangerous and unpredictable alliance. Adam not only wants to win over Billy, but can also find a way to break Billy's relationship with Sally Spectra, completely collapsing all the foundations that Billy is building. Phyllis and Adam will not simply be strategic partners, they will be the ones to destroy Billy from within. Adam, while not entirely out to hurt Sally, may feel that breaking up her relationship with Billy would be the best move to make Billy lose everything. Phyllis will use this situation to create a divide between Billy and Sally, putting Billy in a difficult position where he will not only face failure in his work but also the loss of his loved one. Phyllis knows that Adam may be the perfect ally to take down Billy, but she will also face obstacles from Chelsea, who will certainly not agree with Adam's actions. However, Phyllis knows that once she and Adam decide to work together, nothing can stop them. Billy's failure in work and career. Billy has no idea that all his plans will be ruined by Phyllis and Adam. Phyllis will not only create chaos within Abbott Communications, but she will also cause a series of public failures in the projects Billy is running. Under Phyllis's direction, these strategies will be deliberately implemented to put Billy under great pressure from the company and its shareholders. In particular, Phyllis can attack Billy's biggest weakness: his lack of consistency and frequent changes in decision. She will make Billy's decisions confusing, leading to major mistakes in the projects he is running. These actions will not only reduce his credibility, but also cause important shareholders and partners to turn against Billy, creating a financial disaster that he cannot recover from. Phyllis will try to take away everything Billy is trying to build, from the company to his personal relationships, making him pay dearly for his betrayal. These successive failures will be fatal blows to Billy, making it impossible for him to continue to maintain his position in society as well as at Abbott Communications. Phyllis will not only be the one who wins revenge but also takes back power from Billy, making him regret giving her up. Billy will have to face the truth that all the failures and pain he has suffered are rooted in his own wrong decisions. Phyllis, with her scheming and ruthlessness, will make Billy pay not only in work but also in his love relationship. Billy will realize that he missed his second chance with Phyllis, and this betrayal cannot be repaired. Phyllis will not only make Billy regret betraying her, but also make him realize that the values he holds important, such as family, love and career, are all collapsing in his hands. Phyllis will do everything she can to make Billy feel like a failure, someone unworthy of forgiveness, and to make him face the consequences of the betrayal he has committed. Billy will pay the price for this betrayal. Not only will he lose everything he loves, but he will also have to live with deep regret for what he did to Phyllis. Phyllis Summers is a strong, ambitious woman who never easily forgives those who betray her. In the scheming and confusing world of the young and the restless, Phyllis knows how to turn every situation into an opportunity to assert her power. And when Billy Abbott, the man she once loved and worked with, decides to abandon her and hand over power to Sally Spectra at Abbott Communications, Phyllis cannot keep quiet. Instead, she immediately prepares a meticulous plan of revenge, gradually destroying everything Billy and Sally have built. Phyllis and the plan to destroy Billy and Sally's relationship. Phyllis cannot bear to see Billy and Sally, who she considers her enemies in life, running a company together. For Phyllis, this is an unforgivable insult. Billy, who abandoned her and chose Sally as his business partner, will pay the price for his wrong decisions. Phyllis, with her sharp wit and insight, realizes that if she can weaken their relationship, everything will easily collapse. She starts by causing trouble at work. Phyllis understands that if she cannot make them fail in the project, she will make them unable to trust each other in their love life. She knows that sabotaging the company cannot separate them immediately, but she will not stop there. Phyllis will create doubts in Billy's heart towards Sally, making him feel insecure and start questioning his young girlfriend's loyalty. Phyllis may cleverly insert negative information about Sally. Rumors about Sally's past, unrevealed secrets, will be powerful weapons for Phyllis to use. She will make Billy suspect that Sally is not who he thinks she is, that she is just using him for her own purposes. Billy and Sally's destructive tactics not only stopping at invading Billy and Sally's work, Phyllis will continue to take actions to destroy their romantic relationship. She knows that, in romantic relationships, trust is a key factor. Phyllis will find ways to create situations that will put Sally and Billy in a difficult position, making them doubt each other. She can start by pretending to care about Sally's happiness, creating situations that make Sally feel pressured by Billy, making her suspect that Billy is hiding something. Phyllis will not hesitate to use sophisticated tricks to make Sally feel that she is not treated fairly by Billy, creating events that increase the instability in their relationship. One way Phyllis can do this is to take advantage of Sally's insecurities about whether she is truly loved. Phyllis will gradually make Sally feel dissatisfied and insecure about herself, leading to unnecessary arguments and misunderstandings. From there, the relationship between Billy and Sally will gradually fall apart, and Phyllis will feel victorious. Phyllis will gloat over her victory finally. When things start to fall apart, Phyllis will not be able to help but feel satisfied with what she has done. She will see Billy fail in the projects he had high hopes for. Not only will his work be ruined, but Billy will also suffer emotionally as his relationship with Sally begins to fall apart. Phyllis will know that she has carried out her threat, making Billy regret his betrayal. Phyllis will not miss the opportunity to show off her victory. She would approach Billy, her face full of pride, and insist that all he was suffering was the result of abandoning her. Phyllis would not only expose Billy's incompetence, but would also shame him for ever having looked down on her. Phyllis would insist that she had foreseen all these failures and had put in place a detailed plan to drive Billy to his knees. For her, there was nothing more satisfying than seeing Billy pay the price for his poor decisions. Billy and regret. Although Phyllis has completely succeeded in destroying everything Billy has built, Billy will not accept defeat easily. He will find a way to rebuild everything and try to regain what he has lost. However, it is clear that Phyllis has made Billy's life chaotic and full of hardship. Billy will have to face regret, not only for firing Phyllis, but also for not realizing that she was an important person in his life and work. Meanwhile, Phyllis will continue to watch Billy's every move, making sure that he will never be able to go back and start over. In the tumultuous and secretive world of the young and the restless, the relationship between Billy Abbott and Victoria Newman has always been a key part of the story. They have a deep and complicated emotional history, with constant reunions and breakups. But in the most difficult times of their lives, will they be able to find each other again? Will their old love be strong enough to help them overcome the challenges they face now, especially with the introduction of new characters, like Sally Spectra and Victor Newman? This will create a dramatic situation and open up some doors for a new love story, but it will not be without complications. Billy finds Victoria again, a strong shoulder in hard times. Billy Abbott is facing a storm in his life. His career is in crisis as projects fall apart, his relationship with Sally is in trouble, and his past bad decisions are now starting to fall apart. Meanwhile, Victoria Newman, the woman Billy fell in love with, is also facing her own challenges in the Newman family. Both have their own struggles, but can there be a moment when they can find comfort in each other? With no one left to lean on, Billy decides to seek out Victoria, his old friend and ex-lover, and hopes that she will be able to provide him with the support he needs. Billy and Victoria's relationship is not simple. They have had their great moments, but also their share of pain, betrayal, and breakups. However, when both are on the brink of failure, they will inevitably face old feelings. Billy knows that Victoria has always been the one who understands him best, and that is why he decides to seek her out, even though he may have to face embarrassment and unhealed wounds. Victoria is also facing many problems in her family and work, but no one can deny that Billy has always been an important part of her life. The moments shared together, the conversations about the past, make both of them feel the connection they once had. Billy has always been the strong shoulder that Victoria can lean on when she feels the weakest. Old feelings will begin to rise, and Victoria will have to face a big question: does she still love Billy? Is there any chance for them to reunite? In these comforting moments, when emotions are running high, a romantic relationship can return, when both of them realize that their feelings for each other have never really faded. This relationship will not only be a healing for both of them, but also an opportunity for them to rebuild a life together, even in a world full of pitfalls. Trouble for Sally and Victor, however. Billy and Victoria's reunion will not only create good things for them. It will certainly cause big problems for two other characters in the story, Sally Spectra and Victor Newman. For Sally, her relationship with Billy may be on borrowed time now. Although they have had their sweet and hopeful moments, it is clear that Billy is no longer the only one in Sally's heart. Her relationship with Billy is always facing challenges, from the doubts of those around her to Billy's own wrong decisions. Sally may feel insecure when she sees Billy and Victoria getting close again, and her lack of confidence in her feelings may lead to misunderstandings and separation. Meanwhile, for Victor, Billy and Victoria's reunion will be a big problem. Victor has always seen Billy as a rival, not only in work but also in his relationship with the Newman family. Billy and Victoria finding each other again could complicate Victor's plans. Victor won't let Billy and Victoria reunite easily, especially when he sees them working together and forming a powerful force against his power. Furthermore, Billy's return to Victoria could erode Victor's power in the Newman family, as all the attention and resources could be directed towards this relationship. #Billy's return. The rebirth of love. The love between Billy and Victoria has been through many ups and downs, but this time, when both are more mature and facing greater challenges, can they overcome the obstacles to reunite? If this relationship really happens, #Billy fans will definitely be very excited. They have witnessed Billy and Victoria falling in love, hurting each other, and then breaking up in the most difficult moments, but they have always been an important part of each other. Their love story never really ends, despite the challenges and constant changes in life. Meanwhile, for Victor, the rebirth of Billy and Victoria will be a big deal. Victor has always seen Billy as a rival, not only in work but also in his relationship with the Newman family. Billy and Victoria finding each other again may be more complicated than Victor has planned. Victor will not let Billy and Victoria be reborn easily, especially when he sees that they can cooperate and form a strong force against his power. Moreover, Billy returning to Victoria may erode Victor's power in the Newman family, as all attention and resources may turn back to this relationship. The return of #Billy. The rebirth of love. The love between Billy and Victoria has gone through many ups and downs, but this time, when both are more mature and face bigger challenges, can they overcome the obstacles to be reborn? If this relationship really happens, #Billy fans will definitely fight hard. They have seen Billy and Victoria fall in love, deeply care for each other, and then part ways in the most difficult moments of resolution, but they have always been an important part of each other. Their love story never really ended, despite the challenges and constant changes in their lives. A rebirth would not only be fun for fans, but would also be a huge step in the storyline of the young and the restless. Billy and Victoria would face big questions about their future, from work to family relationships, but they would always have each other to fight for. And meanwhile, Sally and Victor would have to deal with this change, not only in their relationship with Billy but also in their lives, as their plans and dreams could be threatened by the rebirth of this love. The relationship between Billy and Victoria, no matter how many times it changes, will always be an important part of the young and the restless. Their return will create a huge emotional ripple effect that will change not only their lives but also those around them.